What is this place?
Look! Over there! Looks like there's no backing out now.
Ah, the old roaring beast welcome, eh? No class.
Look sharp, everyone!
Bull Run rolling out the red carpet?
Yeah, some hospitality.
Can we all concentrate on fighting this thing? First aid!
Right on!
Freezing storm! Here's the ice tornado!
Take this!
Going in! Go for the weak point!
Eat dirt!
Where are you going? Light astrolabe! Glacial Spear! Here's the evil! This one's mine! Freeze Lancer! Here, let me help! Glacial Spear! Here's the evil! Not like you!
Shut him down!
Freezing storm! More for the Ice tornado! None shall escape my judgment! Going in!
Their arcs were interrupted! You're mine!
Falling storm! Here's a healing art! First aid! Will this help?
Double demon fang!
You picked the wrong fight!
Healing
Now,
Isara!
reeling!
Take it down! One last magic is down! Feel! Healing circle! More for the stockpile! Appreciate the help! A freezing storm!
In a bind? Double demon fang! I'll smash you!
In here! None shall... Stockpile!
Be let free! Ignite!
Arrow squall! Where are you going? I'll heal you all! Healing circle! Glacial Spear! Here's the evil! Tiger Blade! May 1,000 gales... Freeze Lancer! A freezing storm! Far enough! Glacial Spear! Here's the evil! Freeze Lancer! A freezing storm! Tiger Blade! Alpin! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
A freezing storm! Ice tornado! There's something in the tower!
Hey, hey! We didn't ask for a replacement!
This one's mine! A freezing storm! Gusty nail!
Down!
Here's a healing arc!
This one's all mine!
Hurricane, come on!
Ignite!
No further! This one's mine! I'll heal you all! Magic is there! Healing circle!
Hurricane Slug!
Will this help?
Tiger Blade!
Hurricane!
Healing circle! Primed and ready! First aid! Here's a healing arc!
I can carve through armor!
I owe you one.
Here, let me help! First aid! Where are you going? Time to shine!
Burn in hell!
Look sharp! None shall escape my judgment! Holy land! Ray! Freezing storm! Going in! Lightning orb! This one's mine! None shall escape my judgment!
Burn! No further! Demon Fang!
Here's the wind!
Eternal
Here, let me help!
I'm ready to go! Swallow Blade!
Healing circle! Here's a healing arc! First aid! Here, let me help! First aid! Here's a healing arc! First aid! Here, let me help! Holy first aid! Not in this dream!
Burn in hell!
Look sharp! Primed and ready! Freezing! I'm almost impressed!
My praise coming from you.
I said almost. Don't get carried away. Look sharp! A freezing storm! Icy blast!
Take this!
A freezing storm!
To be let free!
Going in! Ice tornado! First aid! Here, let me help. Here, let me help. First aid! Here, let me help. First aid! Here's a healing art.
Look shot! Shattering the pieces! Understrike! Knock it into next week!
Here's a healing art. A freezing storm. How about that? Ice tornado!
Yours to be let free!
Glacier!
Prepare to be sealed!
Hurricane strike! Glacier! Freeze Lancer!
Finish it!
Keep going! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
That's one of them taken care of.
Should make things easier at least.
Far enough!
Wait! Something's happening! They fused together?
I'll be saving this one. And became worse by the looks of it.
Is this its true form?
Burn in hell! I can carve through armor! Be still!
Ice tornado! Chinese supernova! Raging cascade! Charger blade! In here!
The Earth still...
Illuminate the dark! Come forth, holy
No!
land!
Further!
Ready to go!
Megasonic thrust!
Here, let me help! First aid! Illuminate magic is there!
This one's mine!
Here's a healing art! First aid! Here, let me help! First aid! Here's a healing art! First aid! Gravitas field! Magic is there! None shall escape my judgment!
Ready and raring!
Ray! Here, let me help! Eat first! My watch! Going in! Back into the freezing storm! Lightning orb! Ice tornado! Magic is there!
It's time!
A freezing storm! Far enough!
Ignite! No further!
Will this help? Healing circle! Dance in the wind! Here, let me help!
Demon Fang!
First aid! Here's a healing art! First aid! Here, let me help! I never fit! This one's mine! Holy land! I'll heal you all! Dream! Healing! A freezing storm! Ice tornado! May 1,000 gales carry the track!
To be let free!
A freezing
The Earth throbs in pain.
Take this!
More for the stockpile! Photon Think again!
Pain.
Illuminate the... Here's a healing art! First aid! Here, let me help! First aid! I'll heal you all! I'll be saving this one! Healing circle! Come forth, holy land! A freezing storm! Ice tornado! If it's in the sky, it's mine! Will this help?
Ready and ready!
Healing circle!
Yours to be let free!
Freezing storm! Come forth, holy glitter! Ice tornado! Here, let me help! It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire!
Look sharp!
You picked the wrong fight!
Here's a healing art! First aid! Here, let me help! First aid! Here's a healing art! Ready to go! Lightning condensed! Thunder again! I'll heal you all!
Can't end here!
Lightning condensed! Thunder blade!
Not done yet!
Here, let me help.
No! Can't get here! I owe you one.
Here's a healing art. First aid. Here, let me help. First aid. Here's a heal.
In a bind, it's pinned down.
I'll heal you. Healing circle. A freezing storm.
Now you see what I can do!
Where are you going? My astral energy! Illuminate the sky! A freezing storm! Holy land!
It's on!
Ice tornado! Hurricane strike! Glacial spear! Pierce evil! Lightning hurricane strikes! Freeze lancer!
Rising Phoenix!
Raging cascade! A freezing storm! Hurricane strike! Far enough! Here's a healing art! First aid!
Prepare to be seized! No further!
Ice tornado!
You're mine!
Here, let me help.
Take this!
Here's a healing art! First aid! Will this help?
Eat dirt!
Healing circle! Here's a healing art! First aid! Here, let me help. A new lease on life. Let the marksman handle this. A new lease on life. Freeze lancer!
Finish it!
I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life! We did it. Everyone hanging in there?
Just about. Though if we have to waste our energy on many more like that, I don't fancy our chances against Volron. We gotta try to conserve.
That sound again.
You must be worried we'll have a change of heart. He's certainly pulling out all the stops.
Alphen, I know it's hard, but we have to stay focused on moving forward.
I know.
Are you doing okay, Shionne?
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
We don't know what else Volron's got up his sleeve. Be careful, all right?
I'll go check and see if the coast is clear.
What is it?
Oh, it's nothing. Just wondering what that was all about.
Huh?
It's just, you don't think Shionne is acting kinda weird around Alphen, do you?
Like standoffish weird? Isn't she always like that?
No, not that. I mean, since we rescued her.
Then I guess. Maybe it's the identical ancestor thing.
Maybe. I guess that could be it.
You sure you're not reading into it? What? What'd I say?
Nothing. Just forget it.
I can never win with you. You know that?
I wonder if we're getting any closer to finding Volron.
I sure hope so.
We'll find him. And when we do, there'll be hell to pay.
Hey, Kisara. Have you noticed how Shionne...
Seems to be grappling with something all by herself?
Yeah. She's been acting differently around us ever since we rescued her. The same towards Alphen, too. Now that Alphen's regained his memories and his sense of pain, maybe she's become more self-conscious that she still has her thorns. In which case, it makes sense that she'd be feeling out of sorts. But I can't help but think there's something else, too.
You're wondering if there's anything you can do to help her.
Shionne said something to me once. Something that helped me move forward. So I'd like to return the favor and do that for her, too. The only problem is, even if I did have the chance to talk to her, I don't know what I could say that would help.
Shion's dealing with a lot right now. Maybe more than she can handle. Trying to unravel the threads of her own worries, that's challenge enough itself. Not to mention that trying to wade in blindly would probably end up making things even worse than they already are.
But how do we help her then?
For the time being, I think all we can do is be patient and keep an eye on her. That way, when she's finally ready to let us in, we'll be right there to lend her a shoulder.
I hope you're right.
So if Volron is the Lord of the Water Realm, then it's probably safe to say he has some water abilities tucked up his sleeve.
He and Alphen couldn't be any more different. It's like they were practically born to be rivals.
Looking back on it, in both of our previous encounters, he's only ever fought us with his sword. We haven't seen what else he's capable of.
And yet, even with only his blade, he still managed to overwhelm us. He's a force to be reckoned with. That much is certain.
Yeah, that guy is seriously bad news.
It'll be okay, Hootle. We'll get through this.
Shion?
It's nothing. Let's keep moving.
This area's the grandest looking of the lot, and not a single soldier in sight.
So probably the place. This is it, everyone. We can't let Volron treat people's lives like toys any longer. We need to put an end to his tyranny here and now. Everyone ready?
Ready.
We've come this far.
Without question.
I'm nervous, but I know what needs to be done.
We've come for you, Volron! Did you really come all this way, just so I could take you back over his dead body?
Bastard!
He dismissed them?
He must not think he needs them to defeat us.
Why have you been coming after me? Isn't it your ambition to become the winner of the crown contest? My ambition, you say? I have no ambitions. Since the beginning, everything was mine to control. Everything, including your life. I'm happy to see you.
What the hell's that supposed to mean?
A lonely watery grave is all the burial you shall ever deserve. And yet, it wasn't without regret that I watched you sink beneath those waves. Now, I get to savor carving the life from your body myself.
So all this, kidnapping shit, sacrificing those people, it was all just for your own sick satisfaction? To help pass the time?
I would not expect you to understand the tyranny that absolute power is upon you.
I've had it with your mad ramblings. I'm here to take you down, Volron, and free those you've enslaved!
Very well. I shall look forward to fashioning my throne from the remains of your existence. Today you will die at my hand, and I shall bask in your final desperate pleas.
Well, I look forward to disappointing you.
Can't get out of this! Their arts were interrupted!
Again! Dazzling spin! Be clear!
Burn in hell!
Freezing storm! Ice tornado! Water snake! Freezing storm! This one's mine! Ice tornado! Glacial spear!
You require a hand.
Freezing storm!
How about
Ice tornado! Not in your dreams!
Look sharp!
My astral energy! A freezing storm! My astral energy! Ice tornado! May 1,000 gales tear you down! Glacial spear! Pierce evil!
He just won't stay still. If you can draw his attention, I'll pin him down.
Supernova!
No further.
Dance in the wind!
You picked the wrong fight!
I never miss! More for the stockpile!
You're mine!
A freezing storm! Ice tornado! Here, let me help! Here, let me help! First aid!
freeze?
Azure Storm!
Here's a healing art! First aid!
Die.
Vanquish darkness!
How about this?
Discharge! Glacial spear! Pierce evil! Freeze lancer! Here, let me help!
Did we get him?
He's open. Let's go!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Freezing storm! Magic advance! Ice tornado! Glacial spear! Pierce evil! This one's
This one's mine!
Lightning orb! Glacial spear! Pierce evil!
Take this!
Freeze lancer!
The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that!
Demon Fang!
In here! Glacial spear! Pierce evil!
Take
Here's
this.
a healing arc! First aid! Dance in the wind!
Denied!
Air thrust!
I'm ready!
Law! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
A freezing storm! What's he planning? This looks bad. We've got to stop him!
In a bind? Now you see what I can do!
Now, are you ready to entertain me? Don't disappoint me by dying just yet.
Ice on the ground! Here it comes!
Damn it! Don't take your attention off him either!
Take this.
Here, let me help! First aid! Ready!
Azure
How about some of this?
Eat dirt! Hurricane strike! Not on my watch! This will be freezing storm! Ice tornado! Glacial spear! Pierce the eve! If it's in the sky, it's mine! A freezing storm! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolition! Will this happen?
Take this.
Healing circle!
Take this.
In a vine?
Dazzling spin! Arrow squall! A freezing tiger blade! Ice tornado! Shining supernova! I'll heal you all! I'll heal you all! Illuminate the dark! Healing circle! Here, let me help! First aid!
That's far enough.
This one's mine!
Ignite!
Where are you going? More for the stockpile!
Do!
Arc shield! Thunder field!
Get out of this!
Glacial fire! Glacial spear! Here's the evil! Freeze lancer! Kick again! Look sharp! Big retarded!
Take this. That's far enough. Entertain me. What's wrong?
Here, let me help!
Now this is enjoyable.
First aid! Confiscated! Here, let me help! First aid! Holy Land! Will this help?
Take
this!
This one's mine!
Hurricane strike again!
Now, are you ready to entertain me? Don't disappoint me by dying.
Here's a healer! Flaming meteor! Think again! Rock and ring! Where are you going?
Take this.
Holy Land! I'll heal you all!
Entertain me.
Now you see what I do!
What's wrong? Stay away from...
My friend!
Switch off!
Get out of this!
Take this.
First aid!
How about some of
I'll
this?
heal you all! May 1,000 gales healing circle! Gut nail! Here's a healing arc! First aid! This one's mine! Here, let me help! On guard! First aid! I can do this all day! Crazy cascade!
Now we're not...
Air throw! Freeze lancer! Leave the torch! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
Got him! It's all over. Volrun. Now put an end to that death procession you're holding outside. Right now! You think this is over? What? Who do you think you are?
No, that's... How can this be? If Alpin's the Sovereign, how is it possible that Volrun has that crest as well?
And if Volrun's the Sovereign, Then what was the point of the crown contest?
After everything we've witnessed, it would seem the whole thing is a ruse.
Bow before your sovereign. What the hell are you?
How sweet your ignorance must be.
You resent us being the only sovereign. That's why you're after me, isn't it?
There is that, I'll admit. But your grandest sin was unveiling your strength.
Sin? You use people as traitors. What right have you to speak of sin?
Sin is for the weak. The powerful care only for domination.
We never asked you for it. No one did.
What do I care? Your wants. You are but a mote of dust in the light.
Alphen!
I'm through taking orders from tyrants!
Firmament Ranger! Here, let me help. First aid! Here's a healing arc!
Unleash
Will this help? I can do this all day!
No!
Healing
Kevin hit!
You have to let
Shattering!
Pieces! Magic is there! A new leaf on life! More for the stockpile! Illuminate a new leaf on life! Holy glue! I can do this all day! I'll heal you all! Appreciate the help!
Eric!
No more playing nice! Glacial Spear! Here's evil! Freeze Lancer! Glacial Spear! Here's... It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming Wildfire! Here's a healing arc! I'll heal you all! Shining Supernova!
In a vine?
Raging Wind! I'll be saving this one! More where that came from! I never miss!
I'll cut you!
A freezing storm! Here, let me help! I'll be saving this one! A freezing storm! Lightning orb! Ice tornado! Not in your dreams! Glacial Spear! Pierce evil!
Unleash lightning!
Here's a healing arc! First aid! Lightning orb! Healing circle! A freezing too fast to keep up with! Then we'll take him together! Rinwell, follow my lead! Okay!
I'll provide cover.
A freezing storm!
Unleash lightning! You're mine!
Here, let me help! First aid! More for the stuff! Confiscated! A freezing storm! A freezing storm! Here goes! Take this! There!
No!
Everyone together!
I'll shoot him down!
Lunar Arc!
Ice tornado!
Ignite!
Dance in the wind! Where are you going? Sleep now.
Can't get out of this!
I'll be saving this one.
I cower through one!
Lightning orb! More where that came from!
Unleash lightning!
A freezing storm! A freezing storm!
Unleash lightning!
Here's a healing arc! First aid! Here's a healing arc! Here, let me help!
Unleash lightning!
Glacial Spear! Here's evil!
An astral art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Glacial Spear! Here's the Glacial Spear!
Know your place! Kneel before your sovereign!
In here! Will this help?
Your life will end here!
Healing circle!
He's about to attack! Yes! We need to stop him!
Here, let me help.
I approve of it! All others shall be banished!
First aid! Will this help? Healing circle! Think again! Here's a healing art! Could this be the true power of a sovereign?
What is this? Burn!
Think again! Letting it go! Glacial Spear, pierce evil! Glacial Spear, pierce evil! Freeze Lancer! Ice Tornado! Will this help? Here, let me help! First aid! Sleep now! I'll be saving this one!
Unleash lightning!
Glacial Spear, pierce evil! Freeze Laser! Not in your dream! Glacial Spear, pierce evil! Freeze Laser!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Glacial Spear! Here's a healing art! First aid! Here, let me help! First aid!
Unleash lightning! Here I come!
Glacial Spear, pierce evil! Freeze Lancer! Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Freeze Lancer! Can't be happening!
Stay away from my friend!
Glacial Spear, pierce evil! Freeze Lancer!
Before me! Lunar Rondo!
Think again!
Unleash lightning!
I'll heal you all! Illuminate the dark! Healing Holy Land! Thanks so much! Will this help? Rise and rend! Here's a healing art! First aid!
Unleash lightning!
Think again! No more playing
I
nice!
shall erase
Glacial
them.
Spear! Here's evil!
I shall be the ruler of all
Freeze
things!
Lancer! Here, let me help! Glacial Spear! Pierce evil! Glacial Spear! Pierce evil! Freeze Lancer! Think again! Here, let me help! First aid! Here's a healing art! Here's a healing art! Here! First aid! Here, let me help! First aid!
No further!
Thanks so much!
I can carve through anything! You picked the wrong fight!
First aid! None shall escape my judgment!
Kneel before your sovereign!
Striker blade! I never miss!
Your life will end here! Sharply flash!
Will this help?
Proof of it! All others shall be banished!
Healing circle! A new lease on life! Here, let me help! First aid! Here's a healing art! First aid!
Prepare to be healed!
First aid! Here, me help! First aid!
I don't feel so hot.
You should sit this one out.
And miss all the fun. No way.
I'll bring you back from...
No further.
Illuminate the dark!
Now you
Come
see what I
forth,
can
Holy
do.
Glimmer! Holy Lance! Would you like to handle?
Please.
Illuminate the dark! Come forth, Holy Glimmer! Holy Lance! Glacial Steel! Pierce evil! Lightning Dash! Thunder Blade! Freeze Lancer!
You picked the wrong fight.
There!
Run!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
What do you think you can do? This guy's still standing?
Victory, the throne, everything finally belongs to me! Moves over and crushes those who call him his feet! Are next!
Is it over?
Yeah, I think so. There. We finally collected all of the Master Cores. So what do we do now?
It is said that bringing all the Master Cores together in one place should form the Renis Alma.
So, now we put Shionne's with the rest.
With that, we can finally free her of her thorns.
going on? Are we missing something?
We can't be. So why isn't it?
Alphen! Behind you!
Shionne, are you the maiden?
What is this? Why is this happening?
What the? The Master Cores!
Is that darkness? A dark Master Core?
Renis Alma. It's here.
What's going on? The Renis Alma's only supposed to consist of the 5 Dahnan elements.
Just what do you think you're doing?
She disappeared?
What in the world just happened?
Is it over?
No. It's only just begun.
A month has passed. For the time being, we decided to stay put in Ganath Haros. Even with their lord toppled, we had a long way to go before the people of Pelegion would be liberated in their hearts and minds. Lenegis hung ominously over our heads, We knew we'd need to deal with it sooner or later. We still had so many questions. The two sovereigns, the Red Woman and the Renaissance, the present and the past of 300 years ago. Not to mention what happened to Volron's body after his defeat. Still, we were determined to keep fighting. I had my hands full taking care of everything. But in some ways, I was kind of grateful to be so busy.
Are you all right? You looked like you were spacing out there.
Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry. You need something?
It's about that citizen's petition. I was coming to talk to you about it. If I'm being honest, I think the problems of this realm's Dahnans hit close to home for me.
Oh?
You saw how things were in Menancia. We might have put way too much faith in Dohalim, but at least we could still think independently. The people of this realm weren't even afforded that much basic dignity. I don't know what kind of future the people here are going to ultimately choose. But whatever it is they decide, I want to help do my part so they can make that decision of their own free will.
You mean like how the Dahnans and Renans of Menancia chose to remain committed to coexistence? It'd be nice if this was a step towards that dream.
That's another issue altogether. At the very least, I want to believe all our hard work will pay off in the end.
Yeah. I guess we can only focus on what we can do right now and take it from there.
I'm going to go on ahead. Would you mind talking to Xion for me? Once you're ready, we'll meet up at the castle entrance like usual. We can talk more there.
Right. Got it. Xion's been hanging out in the observatory a lot lately. Let's see if she's up there.
Is something going on?
Sounds like it. Kisara wants us all to meet at the castle entrance. Taking in the view again?
Yeah. Looking at the scenery helps take my mind off things.
Like what?
Being a maiden. Whether I really am a descendant of Naori. Those kinds of things.
So, are you mad at me?
For what?
I destroyed the Renaissance. Right as you were about to get rid of your thorns forever.
Why did you destroy it?
When I saw it appear in front of me, it reminded me of what happened back on Lenegus. And the rest was... it was all just a blur. I'm sorry.
It must have been a pretty terrible memory. Besides, we don't know that the Renis Alma actually was destroyed. For all we know, it might have disappeared with that red woman.
If so, then why are you...
Don't. It's okay. You brought me back. You got me away from Volron. That's enough for now. Let's get going. We shouldn't keep everyone waiting.
Kisara said she wanted everyone to meet at the castle entrance. Hey, Shion.
Don't.
Okay.
I'm sorry. But if you come any closer, you'll only end up getting hurt.
Because of your thorns, you mean? Trust me, I've endured...
No, that's not it. You don't understand, Never mind. Sorry, just forget I said anything, okay?
If it isn't your thorns, does that mean there's something else?
It's just... It's nothing, really, okay? So you can stop asking me.
Okay. In that case, I'll see you up ahead, okay?
Oh, it's you two. I suppose that makes me the last one, then.
We better get a move on, or else we'll never hear the end of it from Kisara.
Right you are. A month has passed since we vanquished Volron. I would have thought that the Renans on Lenegis would have made their move by now. Yet they still remain as silent as ever. We have no idea what happened to Volron's body, nor its whereabouts. The Red Woman also has yet to reappear, for that matter. And contrary to what I had heard, when the Renis Alma formed, not 5, but 6 elements were present, with darkness constituting the 6th and final Master Core. Were either of you aware of this?
You mean about the Renis Alma? Of course not.
Same. I had no idea a Darkness Master Core even existed.
What about Shionne's maiden powers?
No. That was the first I learned about that, too. Or anything about having that power.
Me too. I remember thinking the same thing.
What could it all mean, I wonder? There are so many questions with too few answers, particularly when it comes to that Red Woman and her abilities.
Were it any other ability that used astral energy, I'd say it was an astral art. But hers was different.
Speaking of astral energy, we also mustn't forget that while the other Master Cores disappeared when forming the Renis Alma, for some reason the Fire Master Core remained. It may well have been the work of your maidenly powers. Alphen, are you still able to wield the blazing sword as before?
For now, at least. That Renis Alma sucked most of the energy out of the Fire Master Core, but it still has enough for me to use the sword.
And the sword is safe inside of me for the time being.
Good. At least that's one thing we needn't concern ourselves over.
You can say that again. We have more than enough to deal with as it is. Let's go.
Hey, wait up!
I heard we are all to meet at the castle entrance.
This is Ganya, who has a problem he needs help with. I was just about to ask him what that problem is.
All right, then. Well, tell us what's on your mind, Ganya.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry? Where are your rations? Did you not get yours?
I did.
Are they not enough?
No, I have enough.
Then what's the problem?
Alphen, you have to remember, these people aren't used to responding so quickly. Be slow and...
Oh, right. I forgot. Sorry about that. So you have your rations, and it's enough food, but there's still something wrong with them. What is it exactly?
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I got that part.
Do your rations taste bad?
I don't know.
What's that supposed to mean?
I haven't eaten them, so I don't know how they taste.
Wait, if you're not eating them, then what are you doing with them?
Bringing them into the castle.
What? Why? Wait, back up. Are others doing this? Who told you to bring your rations in?
Everyone in my group is doing it. I don't know who told us to do it. They only said to bring the rations into the castle.
I'm guessing none of us told them to do it, or else we'd know, right?
I was afraid that something like this might happen. The people in this capital are slowly regaining their own wills, but not everybody is getting them back at the same rate.
Are you saying someone who got their will back sooner might be taking rations from other people? If so, that's a serious problem.
Definitely. This is something we can't ignore. We need to investigate the castle.
It seems like the people here still tend to blindly follow any orders they're given.
It's a reflex that was quite literally beaten into them. Undoing it will take some time.
I know it's not their fault they're like that, but it's still irritating to deal with.
Hey, remind me, just what exactly are we all doing here?
What do you mean? We're helping people, aren't we?
Could have fooled me. Lately, it feels like everything we're doing ends up half-baked. We liberated the people of Pelegion, but their hearts and minds are no less under the yoke than the day we found them. As for Volron's cronies, we have no idea where they scampered off to.
You think I don't already know all that? We're doing everything we can, aren't we? We didn't choose to get stuck here. Sometimes you have to play the hand you're dealt. Besides, you've seen all the same things I have. You know as well as I do that deposing the lords alone won't solve all the world's problems.
Rinwell's right. We've gotten this far, haven't we? We can't just leave things unfinished now.
I guess? I mean, I didn't think we'd be singing around the campfire as soon as the wall came down, but still.
The fight isn't over just yet. At least not while Lenegis remains a threat.
I'm just sick of all this waiting. If they're gonna invade, why don't they get a move on already?
Stop that! Don't you think we've got enough problems as it is without you tempting fate? Spot something?
Oh, no. Just wondering if I could see any armored guards.
Armored guards? You mean Volron's soldiers?
The moment we defeated their lord, all those guys bolted out of there. And not just out of the castle either. The city, too. For better or worse, it was the guards who looked after the city's Dahnans. Without them, making Pelegion half-habitable again has been one big headache.
It's not like they were on their last legs. They could have chosen to stay and fight, but instead they ran away and disappeared without a trace.
But without a lord to follow, they can't have any place to go. Unless... You don't think they went to Lenegis, do you?
It's not completely out of the question. Though I'd say it's more likely they're biding their time somewhere, just waiting for the perfect moment to strike back at us.
The people here in Pelegion are nowhere near ready to defend themselves. Great. Another headache to worry about. Is it just me, or was today's dinner a little low on salt?
I felt that it was seasoned perfectly, so as to bring out the flavor of the ingredients.
Last taste buds are still like a kid's, so if his food isn't rich enough, I bet he doesn't feel like he's eaten anything at all.
Don't make fun of me! We all need salt in order to survive!
He has a point. You do lose stamina if you don't get enough salt in your body.
Yeah, I remember seeing people trying to lick the rocks back in Calaglia.
What? Why would anybody do that?
Sometimes you can find rocks out there that taste salty. They used to say it was because of all the tears we slaves shed.
Most likely, that was actually rock salt that they found. When our provisions ran low, Miguel would often bring some back for us to use. At the time, we used it because it's all we had. But now there's something hearty about rock salt I like. Even more than table salt.
Is it possible, perhaps, to find any rock salt in these parts?
It is. You have to know what you're looking for, but when I find any, I always break some up to refill our supply. The flavor even changes depending on what kind of terrain it comes from. Sometimes I end up collecting more than we need, just in case we like it.
Wow, Kisara's really serious about her salt.
You can always count on Kisara to be earnest. That's why we have to do our part and not add any more to her burden.
search through this whole castle?
Oh, quit grumbling. This sort of stuff's old hat for us by now.
Yeah, you've got a point. But
It's not going to take forever, Law, I promise. Let's just do what we came here to do and get out.
Very well.
Well,
Hey,
Pardon me.
what the hell? Do these guys not realize who we are?
doesn't seem that way. I must think we're just down from the town.
whatever's going on, these are Volrun soldiers. Watch yourselves.
Lightning Orb!
In a bind?
Alright, it's showtime!
Ready and rare! Resonate Stalagmite! Our armor's being interrupted. Can you take it?
Lightning condemned!
Glacial Spear!
Here's evil! Freeze Lancer! Sighted! I'm only getting started!
All yours, Kisara.
Glacial Spear!
Pierce evil! Freeze Lancer! Take it! I'm only getting started!
The enemy wields ours too.
You'll soon see about that! There! And again!
Glacial Spear!
Pierce evil! Freeze Lancer! Inferno Surf!
Not today!
Where are you going? Raging Cascade! It's over!
Finish it!
Elfin!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclops!
Yeah.
Hey. You don't say. Well?
How?
Oh, wow!
So then,
I can't believe how quickly you got all those soldiers to obey you, Dohalim.
actually, they were abiding Renan hierarchy, not me personally.
Well, either way, it solved the problem, and that's what counts.
face any more enemies.
I've talked to the soldiers and made it clear that they are to remain in line. Things should stay calm for the time being.
I know Renans tend to take authority extremely seriously, but you sure know how to throw your weight around as a former lord.
I only managed to get through to them because Volron's curse is lifting, but not to the extent that they can act independently as of yet. Considering we had other matters to attend to for the past month, we should consider ourselves lucky that nothing occurred during our absence.
But if they do start operating independently again, that's going to cause a whole new set of problems to deal with.
Indeed. Ganneth Haros is unlike Menancia. Without intervention, they'll likely revert to oppressing the Dahnans as they were doing before.
Meaning there's still a lot of work to be done in this realm. Not that there aren't problems among the Dahnans, too.
Yes. There was no way to avoid the deep-seated conflicts that had festered here. But I just hate that we had to use your position as a lord to solve the situation, Dohalim.
Had I not intervened, yet more blood would have spilled here, and nobody wishes for that.
So, what's going to happen to the Renans here now?
Why do you ask?
We've stripped the soldiers of their armor and locked them up. They can't hurt you guys anymore. I promise.
So they're alive? They're not going to die?
What?
Those people deceived us. They did terrible, terrible things to us. They made us suffer. Long before you guys came along. For years and years and years. It was constant. Never stopped. Not even for a day. So many people died. Our parents, our children, our friends. They all died. They were murdered. And it was the Renans. The Renans were the ones who did it. They killed us. Why do they get to live after so many of us have died? The bastards should die! Every last one of them!
I know how you feel, Ganya. I used to be a slave, and I hated the Renans just like you. I took up the blazing sword to bring them down. But along the way, I've met many people and seen many things. People refusing the hand life dealt them. People who have lost loved ones, but are still trying to make this world a better place. People driven by hate who stopped before it was too late. And those who couldn't and paid with their lives. And I fought plenty of people who were all too happy to make others suffer. Believe me. But after a while, I came to realize that it's not the Renans who are our true enemies.
Then what the hell are we fighting if it's not them?
We're fighting against anyone who tries to take what doesn't belong to them.
But that's what these Renans are doing. How is that any different?
Because I judge everyone by their own actions. That goes for Dahnans too. Because at the end of the day, at the root of all evils committed is an individual who committed them.
You're right, Alphen. It seems like people are either blaming an entire race for one individual's sins, or an individual for everyone else's mistakes. But all that does is add more hate in a world that's already full of it. I want to help create a society where people can finally stop suffering and move beyond their pain. But if we try to do that with more violence, then we'll just end up right back where we started in the first place.
All right. Have it your way. I can't argue with the folks that helped us get back our ability to think and speak freely again.
Is that to say you trust us then?
I don't trust the Renans as far as I can throw them. I trust you guys because of who you are and what you've done.
Fair enough. We won't let you down, Ganya.
What's the matter, Kisara? Is something wrong?
Oh, no, nothing. It's fine, really. I'm just a bit worried about what'll happen to all these folks.
Right. It'll take time before they start thinking for themselves again.
Indeed, that is part of it. However, what I'm even more worried about is what will happen to them after that. What do you think they're going to want once they realize how cruel Volron was to them?
Probably revenge.
What happened to Ganath Haros is the worst form of oppression we've seen, but treated cruelly or kindly, slaves will rise up.
Lenegis aside, there are still remnants of Renan supremacists scattered throughout Dahna.
You mean all that trouble we went through to get rid of the Lords might just lead to more violence? That's the last thing I want to see happen.
Of course not. And if we don't do something to prevent it all from starting up again, there could be even more bloodshed for us to regret. There's still a lot we don't know about the Renan rulers. Whatever the face of truth behind their veil, it's on us to put a stop to them. But there is one thing that's clear. Whatever we do to finally end it, our motives can't be getting back at the Renans, or it'll all be for nothing.
So, what exactly is it that you're saying? That we should just act as if nothing happened?
Law's right. We can't expect everyone to just forget all the pain they've endured up until now. Not so easily, at least.
But we have to at least try to change course. We can't just keep allowing history to repeat itself like this.
Exactly. Look, I won't deny that between the crown contest and 300 years of oppression, there's a lot of bad blood between the Dahnans and the Renans. But all these problems are just too big for us to try to carry the burden on our own. We'll keep doing our part in the interim, but we need to take this one battle at a time.
Glad that work's taken care of.
I don't think we're done just yet. I want you all to stick around a little longer. There might still be people who need our help.
When you think about it, thinking for yourself can be a heavy responsibility at times.
Yeah, it's not like your mind will only ever think about good, happy things for one.
Maybe so. But I'll still take that burden over living life as a puppet serving others. That's why I want to do everything I can to help these people.